Naked Boy Singing is?
Naked Boy Singing is empowering.
Amazing. David?
Naked Boys Singing is humans in their rawest form.
Amazing.
Naked Boys Singing is a hoot and a half.
Who's the half?
Tom?
Naked Boy Singing is life-changing. Proof is in the pudding. Changed my life. Changed my life. It was absolutely.
Sure did.
Hi friends, Ryan Myers here, your Broadway and Entertainment BFF, and I'm here live on stage at Naked Boy Singing here at AMT Theatre in the heart of Midtown Manhattan for Naked Boy Singing. I am so excited to be here, but also to see the show tonight too. And let's just say, yes, it is Naked Boy Singing, and they are indeed naked. I'm here on stage with 4 fabulous individuals. We have Tom DeAngora, who is the producer and director of the show extraordinaire, and you can see his merch shirt, great branding. Next to him, we have a few of the Naked Boys. First, we have Dom Giovanni, who is one of the newest members of Naked Boys. We have the incredible David Hernandez, American Idol finalist, top 12, season 7, also known as the Year of the Davids. Not that I was obsessed or anything and watched it every week back then. And the one and only Jaden Lux. So, how are you boys?
Good.
Great. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I wanted to ask, what has it been like to, to return to this production of Naked Boy Singing, right? It's been such a New York icon, and now we're here, we're back again. Tom, I guess it'd be great to start with you because you are obviously the producer behind this, and all of these years prior, you put it on. So, from your standpoint, what's it been like to return now to New York?
Well, it's great. We were always going to return after the pandemic. I got a little distracted with the Vegas production that these two were in.
Yes, we'll talk about that in a bit.
And so it took us a second to get back, but it's been wonderful. We've been sold out every performance. Oh my God! It sells. So, 22 years later, it's still a lot of fun to do.
And how about for you boys? I know most of you are new to this production, but what's it feel like to bring Naked Boys back to New York?
When I first moved to the city about 15 years ago, I remember seeing the production for the first time, and it was so much fun. It's a New York institution. It's been around for as long as I can remember, and it's just a fun, gay thing to do.
It is, or as Tom said to me earlier this week when I was here for Walking with Bubbles, it's his cats now and forever, his name, which I think is just icing on the cake.
That was a cat, nothing, Phil. I was being a cat.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Well, like you said, I was part of the Vegas production, which was a really cool experience.
Yes.
But I've always wanted to be on Broadway or off Broadway. It didn't matter, just in the Big Apple. So there's just a whole different energy that kind of goes into this production, and I think the audiences they eat theater up. So it's just a whole different vibe for me. And this theater is obviously really nice, which we weren't quite used to in Vegas.
Oh, no offense to the Erotic Heritage Museum.
Right, no offense, but we could have done some picker-uppers. But no, it's been such a great thing to work with Dom and the new members of the cast, and just kind of, I don't know, it was like muscle memory. It was fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, for sure. And how about for you, Jaden?
Well, I did the show in Vegas.
Yes.
So starting in September 2021, I did it for about 7-8 months, left early May. And it changed my life. It was a wonderful production. I was the swing and the assistant director. I met some awesome friends that I get to have for life now.
Not me, we're business associates and nothing more.
Yeah. And when I heard when it was coming back here, I was like, it changed my life in Vegas. I want to do it again, but in New York.
That's incredible. And right now it currently runs Saturday nights at 6 p.m., 6 to 7. So the great thing is you can see that it doesn't really interfere if you're going to see other shows afterwards. So you can see the show here, you get another Broadway show in. That's a great thing. You can do truly
two wholesome family shows in a row.
Yeah, it's incredible. Now this is new for most of you, being Naked Boys in the sense of being actually nude on stage. I'm sure most of you in your career haven't done a show where you've been in the nude. And so how did you all approach that as actors coming on board of this? Was there a little bit of like, skepticism? Was there some, fear? I know for one, I'm not confident enough in my body as it is, but to get up on stage every night and from what I understand, it actually is like, as we say, take me out style. Like it's all there. So how does that feel for all of you?
When I started performing, I always said that I would be comfortable doing nudity.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize when I was going to do it for the first time that the show would be about nudity. I remember the first time I did it in Vegas, it was like probably the first 45 seconds to a minute, I was like, wow, I'm doing this. Like, I'm naked. All these people are literally looking at my body naked on stage. But then after that, I don't even think about it. Now, when I do the show, it's just fine.
Yeah.
How about for you, David?
Well, I've been naked before, but not in a show. I was making dollar bills, y'all. But after I was on American Idol, I was kicked off because my past came to light about being a stripper. So this was like a giant FU to all the critics. I'm back on stage fully naked, but now I'm getting paid for it, and I'm on Broadway. So, it couldn't get any better. The narrative could not have gotten any better. Really.
I have to say, and we will touch on this more later, and even next week, too, at my Broadway talk show, but you said that, you're so right, this is sort of a big FU, because for those who may not remember, as you said, you were in the top 12, you were voted off in 2008, we were in a different time.
For being gay as well.
For being gay, and for, the past, your past of being a stripper.
Uh-huh.
And it was a mortifying thing. And now to sort of come back, what are we, 13, 14 years later, right?
Yeah.
I'm bad at math. And now you're doing this, and now it's so much more accepted, and you're doing this. It is, as you say, a big FU, and I think that must feel so good on your end.
It did. It didn't make it any easier to get naked in the beginning. The first rehearsal was a little bit unnerving because it's just all out there. But like he said, once you get it out, once you're naked in front of your cast, the rest is just a breeze. You forget that. Like today, I was packing my bags, and I'm like, what do I need to bring? David, it's a naked show. Bring all of it yourself. Anyway.
So I showed my butt once in a production of Grease. I played Roger. I was asked in the first rehearsal if it was okay if I showed my actual butt, and I was like, sure, why not?
What would you show otherwise if you were mooning? How else do you moon?
They would have just not had stand-in. They would have just did a black. I don't know. Maybe they would have blacked out or something before the actual mooning. But yeah, no, I was down. So. But for this production, I was a little nervous about it, but the rehearsal process was so quick. I was more worried about my lines and blocking and choreography.
That's the trick.
And that I had no time to even freak out about the fact that I was naked. Yep. The week after was a little more. I was actually more nervous about being naked because I actually knew what I was doing. But now we've done a few shows and it's really comfortable.
So I guess on that topic then, with blocking, remembering all that stuff, what can audiences expect from the show? Is it all original music? Is there a plot?
I'll take that.
Yes, that's producer extraordinaire.
Yes, please.
Since I've been with the show since the dawn of time, I think Christ came to see it when I was in it. That's how long ago it was. I actually got to learn the show from a brilliant man named Stephen Bates, who wrote the opening number, wrote one of the best songs in the show, Members Only, wrote our finale, and he was the original musical director. And because I was the baby in the cast, I lived with him and his husband Larry, and so he really taught me what the show is about. And it is all original. It's all about celebration of the LGBTQ plus community, about our bodies in all types and all forms. And that was the first thing they told me when they called me, and I said, well, I'm a goofy, tall, lanky guy. And he was like, it's not called Chelsea Boys Singing. For the children, years ago, Chelsea was Hell's Kitchen. That was the reference. Yeah. And so it really is a celebration of the body and of our community being free and not being judged.
One of the great things about this new production is that you've made the conscious effort to make it one of the boys body positive, and I thought that was so inspiring to see. And Dom, you're the body positive naked boy. That must feel so nice to see another body type represented on stage. And how did you feel? It's great that you presented him with it, but how do you feel being able to present that body on stage as being body positive, and has that helped you in any maybe self-confidence that you may not have had that you now have with doing it?
Definitely. Doing a show naked definitely gives you more confidence in doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Going to a callback with like 3 people in the room, you're like, this is so easy because I just was naked on Saturday in front of 100 people. But the importance of body positivity in theater in general, and not just a naked show, there's very few Broadway shows that feature body positive people.
Yes.
And it was a big frustration for me as a dancer of over 25 years, and never feeling like I looked like the dancers on stage. I looked like the performers on stage. But
you call yourself, but he's also an amazing singer and
Yes.
an incredible comedian.
I've just been dancing for so long. That's like my heart, and I've been singing, and I love to perform and do comedy. But I don't see people like me on stage very often, and especially in a show like this. Like I said, seeing it 15 years ago, I never thought I would see someone like me in this show. And since I started doing it, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people of how amazing and inspiring it is to see someone like me in the show. And as in the LGBTQ community, in the theater community, to have a person that doesn't look like everybody else on stage is so important for them. So it's been really inspiring.
It's time.
Boys, I'm curious, what is, you did this in Vegas, now you're here in New York. Have the audience reactions been the same? Is the energy here a little bit more palpable than it was in Vegas? Did Vegas give a different style than here? What's sort of the audience been like?
Vegas was a totally different style. We got a lot of bachelorette parties.
If they can't come, they can't get tickets here.
Yeah.
They'll come.
But I do
once
think
ticket sales slow down.
New York is just the hub for theater, and I think people
More
that come are theater
crowd.
goers, and
Yes.
they adore and love theater. So yeah, the energy is palpable, and I do think it's different for sure.
What has Naked Boys Singing taught you as performers? Has each project I know that each performer does, whether it's on stage or on camera, teaches them something they'll take away with. What has Naked Boys taught you as a performer that you'll take away from it?
For me personally, it's when I put myself out there in the purest, most pure form in my birthday suit and just give fully of myself, that the response is immensely positive. And the scary thing is you're in the back of your head, you're always afraid of like what the response is going to be, especially being the biodiverse person, being the new guy, being all these things. But when you go and do it 150%, people respond very well to it, and it's like people might actually like me. That's
They love
lovely.
you, baby. It's
lovely. It's lovely to feel the warmth.
Love.
Exactly.
And so that I kind of put that into my whole life now. Just giving all to it. And having fun and being light and not taking things too seriously.
Amazing.
Well, I started off in musical theater as a kid, but then I had a huge departure from it. So as a pop singer, getting back into musical theater, it taught me a lot of discipline, because there's certain liberties that you can't take. You have to read and sing it according to how it was written. There's no, a lot of embellishments. So it taught me a lot of discipline, and also confidence again. Like, since we're up here and naked, belting out songs, I mean, I never thought I'd be up here naked belting out songs. Yeah, definitely.
Love it.
Definitely.
And as you said, David, a big F you to all of those people in your past.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron Carter.
Yes.
May you rest.
Yeah. Oh,
I forgot.
yeah. Jeez.
Definitely confidence, like you said, but theater is always live, and with that being live, every show is different. Sometimes things happen, someone makes a mistake, someone forgets a lyric, whatever, and so what I've learned is, like, after doing a show where I'm naked on stage, nothing else phases me. I went and have done other shows like all across the country last year, and things go wrong on stage, and I feel like before Naked Boys, it would have thrown me off. I would have gotten nervous, or I would have gotten flustered.
But the audience gets so confused when then all of a sudden he starts taking his clothes off.
So my response is I take my clothes off.
the best way to do it, best way possible. So, David, you are doing a show next, this actually coming up this Friday, April 21st at West Bank Cafe.
The Laurie Beachman Theater.
Yeah.
I had no idea, Tom, that you were involved with this show.
I present all the children.
David, tell us a little bit about this show. And to piggyback off of that, if you
But we
want
do got to wrap up because the house has to open.
Yes, the house has to open. So tell us about
Give
that.
the elevator pitch, buddy.
We got basically a full band, 2 background singers, and I'm singing all my original music plus a couple covers and telling stories from before Idol, through Idol, and after, including Naked Boys. Hopefully they can make a cameo.
Amazing.
Ooh.
And last but not least, if you want to see more, keep it locked at www.rymeyers.com. And join me next Sunday at Don't Tell Mama at 7 p.m. for my special guest, David Hernandez, at my Broadway talk show, Live with Ryan Friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.
Thanks for having us.